Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the 2025-26 NFL season predictions. Now, how is this going to work this year? Just we're going to keep it simple this year. I will just be predicting my YT for this YouTube series called NFL Week Predictions. Like this week is week 1. You get it. You saw my videos last year. I am back for another season. Recapping the playoffs. The Eagles won the Super Bowl, and crazy that it ended like that. Really crazy. It was unbelievable. I don't have my playoff predictions, but it was not perfect. But my final record from 2024 to 2025, my final record was, I believe, 170. Let me do the math. 173 plus 83. Yeah. Okay, my final regular season record for my season pick'em from the Wyatt's World League, it was 173 wins and 83 losses, and then my YT record was 158 wins and 98 losses. So I'd say that was a pretty solid year, if I'm saying. So if I do the math, at 256 games, I got about 67% of it right, so that's like 3/4, not very good. And then 158 over 256, that's probably like, and then that one's 57. But yeah, so that's that. So now we're gonna begin with week 1. And yeah, I will be doing this every week, and then we'll do the playoffs, and then I probably will be gone again. I may make other content videos soon. I'm not sure right now, but I'm just going to focus on this for right now. Enough yapping. Let's get started. And kicking off the 2025 season, we have the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. And this one, they just traded Micah Parsons to the Packers. Probably the fleece of the... Nah, I'm just kidding. But it was a stupid trade by Dallas. I mean, they did get Kenny Clark in it. I think he's a solid player, but when you're trading like a top 3 defensive player in the league right now in Micah Parsons, I think you're going to lose that guaranteed. I know you got 2 first-round picks out of it, great, but you traded him to a contending NFC North team in the Green Bay Packers, which is probably going to end up being a late first-round pick now. So way to go, Dallas, on trading him to a contender. Now, things can go wrong for Green Bay, and I think they can. I think the highest pick Dallas can get is like maybe in the late 10s, like 18, 17, 16, if Green Bay season goes wrong. But I expect the Packers now to be competing for a championship this year with the addition of Micah Parsons. Now, they don't have a lot of stars on the team. I mean, you got Jordan Love, Xavier McKinney, Josh Jacobs, Micah Parsons, like, for the Packers. But then you have some star players, and then for the Cowboys, you lose a very valuable player, and the defense for the Dallas Cowboys is already really bad. And then on the offensive side of the ball, I think they're going to score points. I think they will score points 100%. Absolutely. With George Pickens on the side and CeeDee Lamb, I think Dak Prescott's going to be throwing the ball for basically 90% of the game. The running attack, absolutely terrible. You're starting running backs like Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. Yeah, that's like probably the worst rushing attack in the league and the worst running defense in the league. And now going to the Eagles, I think personally the Eagles are back better than ever. Coming off a Super Bowl, I think they're still going to be a heavy team to face. Now, is it like the same exact defense as last year? No. Things change. They lost some valuable pieces, but they're still going to be a championship contender. I think the Eagles are going to start off week 1 with a win. I think this is going to be by 2 scores. I think Saquon has a massive day. Keep your eyes on him. And I think they win by the final score of 31-20. I think Eagles are going to run the ball out of their minds, out of that Dallas defense. That Dallas defense sucks. I'm telling you. The rushing attack is probably the worst in the league. I would not be shocked if Saquon got over 150 yards off that defense. But anyways, I do have the Eagles winning 31-20 in the season opener. And now we get to Friday's game between the Chiefs and the Chargers, which is on YouTube. I am not sponsored, but if you can everyone can get this game for free. Just open the YouTube app and then you'll get access to the Chiefs and the Chargers game. But back to the video now. I think this is going to be a very, very slow game. I think it's going to be okay. But in my opinion, this will be a very close game between these two teams. I think the Chiefs are still back. They may not be the same team as last year, but this is going to be another close win for Kansas City. They lost a lot of pieces in the offseason, but they're still going to be that team that gives you nightmares. But in the end, for the Chargers, they got better, but they did lose Rashawn Slater for the year due to I think it's due to a knee injury for the year. He suffered a season-ending injury. But the Chargers drafted Amarion Hampton, got Najee Harris, got Keenan Allen back, Trey Harris, Tyler Conklin, like you know it. You had some Mekhi Becton back, and then on the defense, you upgraded on that. You got Dante Jackson from the Steelers. You got Denzel Perryman back. You got Mack back. You got Derwin James in there. You know it. But for the Chiefs, on the other hand, they lost some pieces, and this is why I could see them as a downgrade this year. But you got Mahomes back, Pacheco, Xavier Word, he's going to be your wide receiver 1 until Rashee Rice is back. And then our line got worse, I think. I think it's going to have growing pains to begin the year, but I think it can be better. And then the defense, you got Karlaftis back, Chris Jones, Drew Tranquil, Nick Bolton, Leo Chenal. I think this team is a very solid. I don't know if it's going to get like a lot of close wins from last year, but I do have the Chiefs winning in week 1 in a close game. I think it's going to be very, very slow. It's going to be close. But I do have the Chiefs getting the job done by the final score of 23-20. Now we are on to Sunday's games. Tampa Bay and Atlanta to kick off the Sunday window. And man, I'm going to tell you right now, this is probably one of the best games that you can get this Sunday. The Buccaneers and the Falcons, these are high-powered offenses. It's going to be a shootout game. You got Baker Mayfield versus Penix. I think both are going to be very aggressive in this one. I think Amuka Ibuka, the new rookie receiver for Tampa Bay, I think he could be a very problem in week 1 because he's going to be stepping into the wide receiver 2 role because Chris Godwin is injured at this time. And I see his playing time going up to start the season. So he has a big opportunity, and I mean big opportunity to capitalize it immediately against the secondary, for the Falcons secondary, because the Falcons are going to be targeting Mike Evans. So this is a big chance for the rookie Emeka Egbuka to make a huge statement to start the season. And then not much else. They signed Hassan Reddick in free agency, and then they got most of their pieces back from last year. Going to Atlanta, their defense is way different, but I still feel like the Falcons are going to be underwhelming this year because I'm not sure what to expect out of Michael Penix this year. I know you got Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Darnell Mooney back, Kyle Pitts, same offense as last year, except for It's basically the same offense now that I think of it. But they did lose Caleb McGarry for the year, and so now they lost his blindside tackle. And then the Falcons defense, I like the draft picks of James Pierce and Jalen Walker. Both got drafted in the first round, and the defense looks okay. But I think this game is not going to be about defense. I think what's going to happen is going to be a shootout. And in this one, I got Tampa Bay winning by the final score of 30 to 27 in a really high shooting game. But I trust the Bucks more. I don't know what to expect from Atlanta this year, but 30 to 27. Next game we have is the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I know my pick's going to be crazy, but I'm taking Cleveland to win week 1. 24 to 17. Now you're saying, Luke, why the heck are you taking one of the worst teams in football? We've seen it from Cincinnati to start the year. Every single year for the last 3 years. 2022, they lost in overtime to Pittsburgh, and they looked really sloppy in week 1. They lost in overtime to the Steelers 23-20. Rough start. Then they lost to Cleveland 2023 season opener, 3-24. Really bad game on the offense. 2024, they lost to the Patriots, one of the worst teams in the league that year, 16-10. And they need to step it up in the to start the season instead of wait until the last minute. But I fear that the Bengals won't do that. I think the Bengals realistically would win this game, but if it's in week 1, they usually get a slow start, and that's where I fear about. I would take Cincinnati 99 out of 100, but this one time, I'm going with Cleveland because Cincinnati plays terrible in the beginning of the year. But I would not be shocked if Cincinnati wins or Cleveland wins week 1. Because Cincinnati sucks, Cleveland sucks right now. But I got Cleveland winning 24-17, much lower scored game than anticipated. Dolphins and Colts is next. I gotta speed up. But apparently the Colts are favored in this one by 1.5, and I don't know why, because Colts are like one of the worst teams in football. I think the Dolphins are a decently better team. I actually got the Dolphins winning, like over Daniel Jones. You think Daniel Jones is gonna win this game? Look, I don't know what I'm expecting from this one, but it's gonna be boring. I think the Dolphins will handle them easily, 24-10. I don't know why they started Daniel Jones to begin with. That's going to make your team a whole lot worse, in my personal opinion. But I don't know how the Colts are even favored in this game to begin with, but it is what it is at this point. But I personally believe the Dolphins are going to easily get it done. I think the Colts are one of the worst teams in football now with Daniel Jones at the helm. But the Colts do not impress me. I think this is going to be a long year for Indianapolis. And Miami, same thing. I think Miami's going to take a step back. Neither of these teams will be good, I think, this year. But somebody has to win. But Miami's, way better than the Colts. I'll tell you that. Next game, Raiders-Patriots. I think this was another low-scoring game. I think this one's going to be more anticipated to watch. I think these two teams are going to be fun to watch. But I have New England here to win the season opener. I'm confident in New England getting the job done. I think this is going to be a back-and-forth game. But New England does their job to win the season opener. I think they win 19-17 in a really close game. And I think Jenny's going to be fun to watch week 1. But the defense, I think, is going to lock up the Raiders. That's what I'm concerned. I trust Mike Vrabel to start the year, and we're going to see how things go. The next game we have is the Arizona Cardinals and the New Orleans Saints. Um, I think this one can actually be a blowout, but I don't know if it will be. But I'm going with the blowout here. I think the Cardinals will get the job done easily. I have it being 35 to 6 in this one. Really a big blowout, and that's all I'm gonna say about this one. It's not gonna be fun to watch. Steelers Jets, probably the snooze fest game of the week. Um, I think the Steelers handle it easily. Mike Tomlin's been in these situations before. He knows how to win in low scoring games against defenses. But I do have the Steelers getting it done here easily to start the year. It's 17-12 is my final score prediction in this one. It's going to be a snooze fest. I don't think a lot of people are going to watch this game. I mean, Aaron Rodgers returns to MetLife. Cool, but this game is absolutely going to be really boring. And then the second to last Sunday afternoon window, Giants and Commanders, and then we got the late window coming up just a few minutes. I'm also going to go with an upset. I like where the Giants are heading to start from the preseason. I really like the vibes going on in New York. But the Commanders are really good as well. But I don't think that I'm not expecting much from the Giants this year. But I like how they started the year, and the vibes are really, really good in New York right now. Now that can change in just week one. But I think the Giants are going to upset the Commanders. Call me crazy. But I think the Giants will win week one, 28-20. I think the Giants upset the Commanders week one. Somehow, some way. I think this is going to be much closer than people anticipate to be. The defense is very, very solid in New York. The offense is questionable, to be honest, now that I think of it. But I think I like the Giants in this one because I think Washington's kind of overhyped. But I think Jaden Daniels is still going to put on a show. But the defense is kind of suspect. That's what I'm concerned about. But yeah, I got the Giants winning 28-20 in this one. And now the last Sunday afternoon window, my Carolina Panthers take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this one, oops, I'm sorry about that. You didn't have to see that. The Jags and the Panthers is probably going to be a fun game. I'm going to be watching this one. It's either all or nothing this year. You seen the script? When the Panthers start the season at Jacksonville, you already know what happens. Super Bowl 2003. The Panthers got the Jaguars week one, and they won that game. Finished the year 11-5 in 2003. Made it all the way to the Super Bowl. 2005 or 2015, MVP Cam Newton. Started off the season, Jacksonville with the win. Finished the year 15-1, made it all the way to the Super Bowl, and we lost to Denver. I do not want to talk about that one. 2025. We start the season at Jacksonville. I wonder what I'm going to expect from this game. I'm going with the Panthers to win this one. But in all seriousness, I think the Panthers are going to get it done. I think this is another upset. Yeah, I got a lot of upsets. Week one's pretty crazy, but man, I'm going with my team week one. I think I like the team where we're heading right now. I think the Panthers are going to surprise some people this year. I like the Panthers right now. I think the Panthers are going to be a fun team. You'll either see me happy next week, a really happy camper, or very depressed. And then now we get into the late afternoon games. I'm going to short talk on this one. The Titans and Broncos. Broncos easily get it done. It's going to be 31-7. Next, you already know what's going to happen. Cam Ward's going into Denver facing the number one defense to start the season. He's going to get destroyed. I'm telling you right now. the Broncos are going to dog walk the Tennessee Titans, that are a rebuilding team. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Titans, but this is probably one of the biggest locks of the year and probably of the week. San Francisco versus Seattle. Closer than anticipated, but I think the Niners are going to get it done here. 27-16. I think the Niners defense could be back. I know that's 49ers team. People are downgrading them. People saying, oh, they're going to be worse. They're going to be worse. But honestly, the Niners could be really good again. It would not shock me if they won the division. They have a very easy schedule. I know they have some of their players back, but they took sacrifices on the defense. So, yeah, it's going to be questionable. But we're going to find out. I think the Niners are going to get it done easily. I think it'll be 27-16. The next game we have is the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. This one, I am going to go with the road team again. Take Detroit. The reason why I have Detroit, I'm much more confident. They have basically everybody back, the same playmakers. For one, although they did lose their coordinators, that could be a big problem. But right now, I still believe in Detroit that they're going to get it done. I still personally believe Detroit will get it done in this one. I like where they're heading. I know they lost their coordinators. I get that. And I see likely more people taking Green Bay in this one. I'm confident Green Bay will beat the Lions on Thanksgiving. But right now, I think the Lions are going to win this one. It's going to be a tough game. I think this is going to be lower scoring than anticipated. I think both defenses are going to have big plays in this game. It's not going to be as high scoring as anticipated. I think this is a lower scoring game. I think the Lions get it done 21-13. Then you got the Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Rams, and I think this is going to be a game. This is going to be a game to watch. CJ Stroud versus Matt Stafford. I think this is going to be a game of the century. I'm kidding. Don't take me seriously. But I think the Rams are going to put on a show. I think the Texans will put on a show. This is probably going to be a good game. I think this does go into overtime, with the final score being Rams 33, game-winning touchdown, and the Texans 27. This is going to be a fun game to watch by both of these teams. And then we get the Sunday Night Football game on the thumbnail, potentially a fun game. Baltimore Ravens and Buffalo Bills to start week 1. Oh, baby, this is going to be a fun one. Lamar, Derrick Henry, James Cook, Josh Allen, Khalil Shakir, Zay Flowers, Roquan Smith, Terrell Bernard. Stars everywhere. Underrated teams, potentially Super Bowl contending championships. Super Bowl contenders with the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. I think the Bills are going to get it done in this one. 31-24. I think this is going to be a fun football game between these two teams. I think Josh Allen does it again. He always gets to the Ravens at his place. And I think this is going to be a very fun game, back and forth, really close one. But the Bills will get the job done in this one. And then Monday Night Football to close out, Vikings-Bears. I got the Bears winning week 1. It's going to be close. I think lower scoring. I got 22-20 to end week 1. And with that, guys, football is back. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like down below and subscribe for more NFL predictions like this. And folks, happy football season. We'll see you guys next week.